and the entire family, we thank you for joining us for this exciting and significant occasion. We appreciate the presence of the media, our campus leadership, alumni, student athletes, and supporters as we take an important step forward in the future of the Albany State football program. Today, we are proud to officially announce our next leader of our Albany State University Golden Rams football program. At this time, it is my honor to welcome to the podium the president of Albany State University, Dr. Robert O. Scott.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It is my pleasure today to be a part of such a special moment in the history of Albany State University. I am super excited to look up among the attendees and see returning players, see recruits, I see faculty, I see staff, I see community members, I see those who love Albany State University here. And for those who love Albany State University, I have a few things to say. The first is, I can't be more excited than I am now than where we're at in this program. We have taken the time, A.D. Kelly and myself, members of the faculty staff, have taken the time to truly build something special here at Albany State. We've put in place the infrastructure, we've put in place the capacity, the capability to help young students develop into scholar athletes. It is true in the football program, and it is true throughout the athletic program here at Albany State University. I'm super proud of our academic performance of the students, their graduation rates, their GPAs. These are the things that truly matter. And now you put on top of that an opportunity to continue growing on a winning season. And I just get really excited. So I'm here to say welcome. I'm here to welcome Coach Bowser and really indicate that Albany State University could not be in a better place. My job as president is to help set the direction of the university for the things that matter the most. And I am fully confident that Coach Bowser can deliver on what I expect that matters the most. That is being a great leader for the young people he is accountable for, being a great steward of university funds, being a great example of what excellence can look like in this university. So with that being said, I'd like to again extend a warm welcome to Coach David Bowser and his family to Albany State University. Most people who come here to Albany don't realize how great Albany State University is until they step on this campus. And they don't really appreciate it until you get a moment to live in here for a minute. So if you think you love Albany State just in the first couple of days, yes, don't wait. You haven't really fallen in love yet. Spend some time with us. Yes, so with that being said, thank you for being here and for your continued support of Albany State University. And I'll pass it on to A.D. Kelly.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to wait just a second so that we can get some other folks a chance to come in. So thank you all for being here. What an exciting day it is, an exciting time for Albany State University athletics, and of course, the Golden Rams football program. I do want to begin by thanking my boss, our leader, Dr. Robert Scott, for all of his leadership and support throughout this process. And we're also grateful to everyone in this room. This is a full room. That already tells you the support that we have here at Albany State. And it's because of you this program is successful and this institution continues to be successful. As I stand here today, I can't help but look out at that blue field. Y'all see that beautiful blue field that's out there? When we first talked about doing something different with our field, we made a conscious decision to think boldly about who we are and where Albany State is going. At Albany State, we know that leadership requires clarity and you have to have courage to be able to act in the best interest of not only our students, but this institution as a whole. So fast forward a year later, we're coming off a magnificent 12-2 season. These young men sitting right here. Shout out to these young men. Y'all wave your hands real quick. The best season in Albany State University history, a deep playoff run, and national recognition as the reigning Division II HBCU national champions. So now that field is a landmark. When people didn't think it would be a landmark, it's now a landmark. So when people come to Albany State, they come sometimes just to see that field. And it represents vision, it represents momentum, and it represents a commitment to moving forward. That same mindset guided us in this search. In today's college athletics landscape, decisions must be grounded in where the game is now and where it's going. Not where it was, but where it's going. So the focus was clear. Dr. Scott was very clear about what he wanted, what we were looking for, which is continued and sustained success for ASU football. And ultimately, Coach David Bowser emerged as the right fit for our student athletes, for this institution, and for the direction of Golden Rams football. So I'm excited about what lies ahead under his leadership and for the future of Albany State football. So at this time, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce the 14th head football coach at Albany State University, Coach David Bowser.
Good afternoon. First, I want to just, without doing anything, I want to thank God for the opportunity. That's the biggest thing. The next thing is I want to thank my family, who has been so supportive of me throughout my life and chasing my dreams. But most importantly, also, I want to thank Dr. Scott, Dr. Kelly, and this institution for giving me the opportunity to be the next head football coach of this great institution. I don't take it lightly. I'm a history major, so I did my research. I understand the rich history of Albany State University, and I also got to experience it firsthand, and I love to tell this story. In 2003, when I was at Fayetteville State University, we got picked to go play in the Pioneer Bowl. And so we were excited. We were playing Albany State. We were watching the film and everything. You got 2 weeks to get ready. We was like, okay, we can catch them. We can do this. We were thinking all that. Well, we get to the warm-ups, and we come out the field. We're playing in the Georgia Dome, and all the cheerleaders had on the same jersey number. And so we were like, did something happen to somebody? You know, are they dedicating the game to somebody? Well, when they got that ball on the first offensive play, we found out it was Yul Joyner. That's who they all had the same jersey on for. And after he broke one for a long run, then threw one, we realized by the end of the ball game that why they had that jersey on. So it's not 4 for me, but I'm grateful to have 14. So if Coach will let me have part of that 4, I'm appreciative. The other thing I just want to say is that also want to commend Coach Gray. Outstanding job here, that staff. It was real easy that once everything went through the process, and then meeting Coach Anthony Kelly, who's been a rock for me right now, and all the other guys. You have a 12-2 program. You can always say, well, I've got this checklist of people, blah, blah. But my whole mindset was I need to sit down and talk to every one of these gentlemen. And I understand why this program is where it's at. So I consider it an honor to still be working with some of them that decided to stay and to be the steward of something that's going to be very special. We talk about nowadays, everybody talks about the catchphrases, the portal and all that. One thing that I've come to learn in this over the last couple of years is you celebrate the kids who decide to stay. Okay, there's going to be the attrition. There's going to be those things that happens up and down the board. I mean, there was guys as soon as they got done playing national championship game, they were already announcing they're up out of there. But who celebrates the young men that decide every day they made the choice to be blue and gold? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to celebrate the guys that decide to stay, and it's our job to go find the pieces to fit with the ones who made the commitment. And I close with saying this: if you want to know what you have, understand I'm an accessible person. I'm a servant leader. I tell these guys I'm responsible for three things about them. I'm responsible for them as a student, I'm responsible for them as an athlete, and I'm responsible for them as a person. And I take that very serious because we've all had somebody, if we thought about it, that was an advocate in our life. When we thought about giving up, somebody gave us a nudge and a push for us to keep going. So I take that very serious, that I want them to be the best students that they can be. I want them to win championships and play great high-level football. But most of all, I want them to be able to lay their head down at night and understand that they are a person of value. And because they are a person of value, give your very best and you'll be pleased. So we're going to do the things that we need to do. We're going to fit the pieces into the puzzle, but we're going to keep celebrating the ones that decided to stay. I look forward to meeting and getting to know all of you as I can. And again, I thank both of you for entrusting me with an opportunity that's beyond my wildest dream. And I've been wearing this wristband since 2016, never knowing what it was going to mean to me at some point. But when I think about this right now, to be standing in front of you as the next head football coach at Albany State, all I can say is look at God. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you, Coach Bowser, and welcome to Albany State University. We would like to also extend our thanks to Dr. Scott and Dr. Kelly for your devotion and your time and hard work with Albany State University and Department of Athletics. This concludes the formal portion of today's press conference. At this time, the floor will be open for post-conference interviews as well as photo opportunities. And as always, thank you for attending, and let's go Rams.
So I know we have quite a few with BRW radio, HBCU Premier Football, and a couple other people, but we know that after a bit of time, I want to come in and just talk to you.
Okay. So
And
tell me how you want to make it. Photos first, and then interviews. Which
Yep,
one?
we're gonna
Yes,
do
sir.
photos.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Good? Good. Okay. Coach, Kevin.
Let's take some questions. If you guys got questions, let's take some questions.
Now we're open for our Q&A.
Sure, you gotta do this, and you still ain't doing it.
I was trying to.
Up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Coach Bowser, my name is Antonio Leroy. I used to be ward boy here at Albany State University.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I want to say first, welcome to the unsinkable Introductory Albany State University.
Thank you.
Where it was so nice, I graduated from here twice, and I sent my firstborn son to be a Blue Hill Ram. My question to you, what can we do as faculty, staff, the Albany community, football alums who are watching this press conference, what can we do to support you, and do you have any immediate needs to help you enhance the brand so that these young people can continue to grow and turn this blue and gold, this blue field into,
Yeah.
opportunities that we can't even measure down the line. So what do you need from us?
Well, right now, we're in phase one, which is winter workouts in preparation for spring practice. And a lot of times, nutrition and things of that nature is going to be really important. Outstanding strength coach. We had 5 a.m. workouts this morning. Guys gave great effort. Coach Clark did a great job. The coaching staff pushed the guys. They gave great effort. And then, so with that saying, if there's something that's an immediate need, is the ability to make sure that they can redefine their bodies over the next 6 weeks. Because they're going to be doing a lot of running in the morning, lifting in the afternoon, so they're going to burn a lot of calories. And then sometimes in the evening, when it's late night and young kids are going to be hungry like they are before they get up in the morning, if we're able to get some things as far as nutrition goes to help them out, that would be the most immediate. But after I have opportunity to sit down more and evaluate things with A.D. Kelly, there may be some other things that pop up. But my biggest concern right now is just with the effort that they put in this morning, the way they've been in the weight room, I just want to make sure that they replenish their bodies so we're not losing too much as we're developing and pushing them over these next couple of months before spring practice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome, Coach Aaron Beach, WALB. How do you kind of approach recruiting in the new college football landscape, and how are you going to navigate that?
Okay, so the first thing that you got to do is, and it's become this point, is you got to recruit the guys you got. You got to keep the ones that are already here. You should do plug in if you're going to go into the portal. You just don't take guys because you look at where needs may be and you fill in that way. High school should always be the foundation. Today, we had 18 kids on campus that were within a 90-mile radius of this institution. I think you got to take care of home first. We shouldn't be playing against our own talent. If there's a kid that is from this area, we have a responsibility as a staff to work those kids as hard as we can to make them want to be here. So if you're going to ask me, the first thing I'm going to do, make sure that these guys know that they're appreciated and respected. Second thing is, whatever needs we come out with, we plug those guys in to fill our needs. And then thirdly, we hone home so that we're not having to play against those guys every year. So that's the basic philosophy. Protect who's already here. Go get what needs to fill in to help them immediately, and then protect your radius. Yes, sir. Yes, and then right here.
I'm Gilbert Udoto.
Yes, sir.
I came over here recruited from Kenya, and I'm an alumni. I love my school. Now I say you are the coach for Miami. Would you have made the same decision last 30 seconds?
First off, I'd love to have been in that position to make the decision, but I've learned in this profession, because I don't work with his kids every day, and I believe he knows them better, that whatever decision he made, he based that on what he thought his kids could or could not do. Right, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My name is Charles King. I am a star supporter of Albany State in Albany State football since 1976.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This may not be important to other folks, but it's kind of important to me. I want to know where we basically stand right now for as players. How many players did we lose when the previous coach left? Maybe you can't answer that question. Somebody else can. How many coaches we lost at that time, or how many new coaches we'll bring aboard for the coming year, and year after, and the year after that.
Yes, sir. So just to give you a quick brush of what you asked, we're probably sitting at 52 returners, but we've got 18 that are either being admitted or have already been admitted at the mid-semester. The coaching staff that was here, they did an excellent job of continuing to work and recruit. So we had at least 7 or 8 that's already been admitted. We've got another 10 that we're still in the process of working through some things. They'll be here in time for spring practice. And then as far as new coaches, can't speak on that because you just, in this day and age, you have to be respectful because social media, things hit quick. So until it's approved and official, I can't speak on them. But the majority of the guys that were on this staff are pretty much still here unless they've chosen to leave.
So you can't tell me the specific number
I'd say
of coaches that left
only the head coach, and I think he took 2.
and players that left?
I've got 52 that are here, so
You don't
you could
know
have
how
seniors,
many?
you could have
When
seniors that
was the
left.
previous coach?
Yes, sir.
How many?
You said that, so your
Yeah.
question is, you're
Yeah.
asking how many went? Okay, so what I'll share is because if it's public knowledge, I'll share because there is something called FERPA and we're not able to just dispel and, release people's information that quickly. But if there's something that is accessible, that's out there in public knowledge, there are about 3 or 4 young men that followed the previous coach where he went. There are others who went to other institutions as well, but then we picked up quite a bit as well. So it's the world of 2026 college football. I was looking this morning with our athletic trainer. There are 11,000 football student athletes in the transfer portal. 11,000. So we didn't lose that many, but
So as far as our main quarterback position, did we lose our first string quarterback?
did we lose him? I mean, it's public knowledge that he entered the transfer portal. I'm not sure if he's committed anywhere at this point, but he did enter the transfer portal. He did.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Yes, sir, again.
Coach, can you speak to the identity of the football team? We know every coach has one. What is your philosophy on identity of the football team you want to have?
And again, it's real simple. We talked about it in the first team meeting, then the guys that came on the recruiting visit. We talk about toughness, but not just the physical aspect of toughness, but also mental toughness. The ability to work your way through situations that no matter how they look, you still decide you're going to answer the bell. The physical toughness because they love the game, that part's not going to be the hard part. The mental toughness comes when you got to make the decision. Like I said, why do you do 5:15 in the morning workouts? Because at 4:15, you got to make a decision. At 11 o'clock at night, you got to make a decision. And that takes mental toughness. And so I'll say one of the best first examples I had was we had the first team meeting, and there was a young man that came over to Sanford Hall and went to sleep on one of the benches to make sure that he was going to be at that meeting on time. That's why I say to you, when I thank Coach Gray, because obviously there's been a certain culture that's been instilled by him and his coaching staff, and that's just the standard that you continue to hold. So if you're going to look for anything, I want to make sure our guys will always, people will say they're tough and that they never quit. And never quitting means that they showed the mental toughness that they continue to fight through everything. Because all that does is prepare you for life. Football is the best preparer for life. It's the best preparer for life because it challenges you in so many different ways. And I just think that that's what makes this sport so great. And that's another reason why I'm excited about being in this area. I know one thing down here in Southwest Georgia. They love football. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. And then here.
Hey, look, Tony mentioned something about donating.
Yes, sir.
How would we have access to the point to know what you need and where we need to get these resources to?
Well, first off, I'm a big person on protocol, and I'm always going to be communicating with my immediate supervisor because what I never want to do is step out the fold of the whole athletic department. So whatever concerns that I have, I'm always going to address them with her, knowing that she's going to do whatever is best at that time to help out. So I'm big on protocol. So if it's anything that comes, it would always come through her to be the first wave. I never want to be picking and plugging because that would slow down maybe the whole department. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me add because I heard something about giving. That's all I heard. I heard something. I heard something about giving. Running an athletic program is a super expensive endeavor. And across the entirety of the university system of Georgia, we just had a budget meeting with the chancellor, and Albany State is not alone in every year trying to figure out how we're going to cover the cost of doing all the things that we all love to do as it relates to our athletics. And each year, the university makes a choice to offset the cost of athletics as much as we can, which creates deficits in other spaces, all within guidelines of university system policy. So to Mr. Leroy's question around what can we do, yep, nutrition is great. At a high level, what I would love to see us do is translate all of this passion and energy and concern about the program into giving to the program. If we could take all of those comments that I read on, well, I didn't read them because I'm not on social media, but all those comments that I heard about and translate that into act. I'm not talking to the people in this room, right? I'm not talking to people in this room. I'm talking to the rest of the community who say they love Albany State University football and athletics. Translate that into giving. And then you have a shot at when people come and look at our programs, coaches and opponents are amazed at what we have here at Albany State because we've invested. And my first comment where I said we have put in the infrastructure to allow any coach to come in here and be successful is because we have. When our competition come here and see our facility, see where we have our young people, they walk away amazed. So I'm not worried a whole lot. I know Coach Bowers is going to do his job. Yes, sir. A.D. Kelly is going to do her job. I'm going to do my job. We're going to set us up for success. The young men are going to do their job. The advisors are going to do their job. The faculty are going to do their job. The alumni association are going to do their job. So my request for help is let us put action beyond the characters in a Facebook post. That can help. That can help transform. You want to talk about how you transform? Our athletic program is on the backs of a few loyal givers. And I'm pointing. And I need more. The university needs more, the programs need more. So that's what we can do. Translate that energy and passion and social media noise into something positive and constructive for the university. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Kelly,
Yes, sir.
one request.
Okay, yes.
Can you make it possible for us so that we play FAMU next year?
You say can,
I mean, whatever it costs.
whatever it costs, I will send you a bill. You're gonna cover it.
Go there and beat them. You know?
Okay. We will work diligently on that one for you.
I think the contract been signed, right?
Say that again?
The contract been signed yet?
You're too funny. Go ahead, Mr. Singfield.
You know, the good thing about giving you Toto, he's willing to pay for that. You know, he's not just talking, and I'm not trying to defend Gilbert, but Gilbert is willing to do that. And that's what Dr. Scott is talking about. Coach, you say you're a history major. I can tell you that the temperament and the energy you get here is because you come in behind some serious guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're not only serious in the X's and the O's, but the commitment to this community, and it's a lot of love. So when there's love, there's a lot of passion.
Yes,
so I
sir.
just want to tell you, have tough skin, because these guys are the real deal. They're gonna come at you just like your family.
Well,
That being said, you could go anywhere and coach. Why do you want to coach here at Albany State University?
That's the easiest question, and yet the hardest question. Because the success that Albany State has had would be attractive, but then it also would scare some people away. The one thing about it is, learn very early, there's only one way in life to fail, and that's if you never try. So when it opened and the opportunity was there, back and forth, and then really it figured out real simple. You'll never know if you don't try, and you will have failed if you never tried. So it was real simple. Great opportunity, great coaches to follow after, great standards that have been set, and that's what you should seek. You should seek the opportunity to be the best And the only way you can find out you're the best is when you get put in situations that a certain standard raises your expectations.
Thank you.
And I also wanted to say this, I was gonna wait until the appropriate time, but talking about investing where you are, believing in what you're a part of, I've been looking forward to meeting with the people in the foundation, because one of the first things my family and I want to do here is we want to endow a scholarship in my mother's memory and her name. So the commitment is here. The school time turnaround, but it'll be coming out pretty soon. But my family and I will be endowing a scholarship in the Gladys C. Bowser Memorial Scholarship. So a guy who has spent 50 some odd years in the state of North Carolina, you don't leave to come somewhere without being totally immersed and totally committed. And so as Doc has talked about giving, who am I just to come here and take? I'm planning to give as well. So that scholarship that we're gonna endow, I've got some former teammates and friends and family who will be coming down, and we'll be doing stuff to help promote that. And we'll have more details, but I wanted to make sure the protocol was right. But I thought the timing was perfect, because a lot of times, as Dr. Scott put it and AD Kelly said, people have a lot of opinions, and that's good. But be willing to support. That's all you gotta be able to do. So I just wanna let you know, am I in? As the phrase goes, and she says she loves it, I'm all in. So thank you. Anything else? That's good. Good? Oh, I'm sorry.
Morgan Jackson, WAOB. I have two questions, actually.
Okay.
I think I speak for everyone when I say we would like to see the Dirty Blue defense held up this season.
Okay.
I know you have some defensive background. Can you speak more to that and what you would like for the defense to look like moving forward with your coach?
Love 4-2-5. Love that. Watch the front, and I think that's where the strength starts. We gotta, Coach Matt Brown's helped me out and told me we really gotta get some interior guys in. The defensive ends, met double D, standard. So we know 4-2-5. When your front is really good, you don't have to pressure a lot. You don't have to pressure a lot, because they're gonna cause double teams, and then you get good linebackers with great eyes, and they're gonna be able to move and scrape. Then you don't have to blitz. On the backside, because people like to throw more nowadays, you got to find a nickel whose size and athleticism is enough that he could cover if he has to, but also be willing to fill on the run when we need him to, okay? Need a free safety that can make sure everything's orchestrated the right way, and corners that don't mind walking up sometime and just pressing and playing man and let the chips fall where they may.
Last question. Actually not football related, but more about you as a person. I hear you're a big pro wrestling fan.
Oh my goodness. You done your homework. You did your homework. Okay, so now, you gotta understand, I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina in the 70s. So everybody says the Panthers, they say the Hornets, you already know where I'm headed. They talk about that. But if you grew up in Charlotte in the 70s and the 80s, there was a guy that wore the robes, that had the long blonde hair, and he shrugged his shoulders, and before he closed the robe, he always did like that. So my favorite wrestler is Nature Boy Ric Flair. That's my favorite. You did your homework, yeah, that's it. You a Ric Flair guy? No. Okay. I saw the hand go up. Yes, sir.
My name is Frank Smith, and I was wondering how we come along with the principal quarter. Players come to Albany State.
Yes, sir. So as it was mentioned a little earlier, that we got 18 at mid-semester, 7 or 8 of them are already here. We're going to have the other ones here at the mid-semester, and then we're still in the process. Because the one thing about the portal is, like I said, once we know what we need to plug and fill in, then we work that right through, and we just find out what our needs are, because it'll rev up again in the spring. And so, and as they said, there's 11,000 guys in the portal, and everybody's not going to find a home immediately. And so we still have time to work that, but also just know we still, in this day and age, developing talent is still important. So we want to definitely make sure from a coaching perspective that we get kids who can come in here and be developed over a 4 or 5 year period as well. Yeah, so we want a healthy balance. All right. Thank you all so much.